podcast. I am your host, Noah Love, and today is the August 2nd, 2024 edition. And we're going to be going over the hottest topics in sports today. Today on the list, the new NFL kickoff rules. I'll show you a video what it looks like, and then I'll give you my thoughts why some people hate it, why I don't necessarily hate it. Team USA qualified for the quarterfinals of the Olympics. They beat South Sudan. I'll show you box score and I'll give you my thoughts on the game. Also, Team USA plays Puerto Rico tomorrow. They already qualified. So I'll give you a preview on that game. Puerto Rico doesn't have. I don't think if South Sudan beat them by like 20, I don't think they have that much of a shot. And then I'll talk to you guys about Joel Embiid getting benched against South Sudan. He got benched. He didn't play against South Sudan. His first game, he didn't play the whole exhibition Olympics, and I'll give you my thoughts on that. Okay, first, let's start off with Team USA. Team USA beat South Sudan 103-86. Let's share the screen here. Oh, bam. You see it. The first quarter, they came out really good the first half. South Sudan beat them in the third. The game, it was very physical. Oh, you see Tatum started, had only 4 points, but you see they started AD. AD had a pretty decent game. It was very balanced. The bench, though, is the reason they won. The bench is what, my goodness. Halliburton got some time off the bench. He has 6 points in 8 minutes. Durant had 14. You see Bam led the way with 18. He was big. They're going to look at the free. South Sudan did not like the free throw disparity. If you look, it got closer at the end of the game. They ended up, South Sudan had 12 free throws, USA had 20. But South Sudan, at least on the defense, just the whole game was beating up Team USA and playing way more physical. You see, South Sudan shot a nice percentage from 38%. USA shot 43%. USA was just efficient. They took their foot off the gas, though, a little bit. Team USA 2-0 right now, and they didn't play great for 40 minutes. They didn't play great for 40 minutes. They had some lapses in there, so they were not great for 40 minutes. But they were good. I guess I can kind of tie this in to what Joel Embiid not playing. Let me see here as I take a sip of this. Excuse me, but yeah. We're gonna go here and see Brian Windhorst talking about Joel Embiid sitting. This game, I'll just tie this in here. Because Joel Embiid, people have been talking about him not playing and not starting, for a while. Because this whole Olympic game, the whole Olympics and even the exhibition, he wasn't as dominant as people thought he should have been. This is what Brian Windhorst put up. This is what he had to say about what Steve Kerr told him about Joel Embiid not playing.
So Team USA, they cruised to another win, but once again, it came with a big star on the bench. Joel Embiid, the only member of this squad that didn't play tonight. What did Steve Kerr have to say about that after the game?
It's going to continue to be this way because Steve Kerr is going to change his lineup depending on the matchup. The matchup for this game required quickness and speed. That is not Joel Embiid. They went with a faster, longer starting lineup with Jason Tatum and Anthony Davis in it. And frankly, Kevin, just about everything Steve Kerr and U.S.
And just to pause this makes more sense than the Tatum one, because Tatum, I mean, it was still kind of decently close in the fourth quarter where USA wasn't quite in hand, but it makes sense. And if you just watch the exhibition game where South Sudan took Team USA down to the wire, in that game, I show film, a breakdown of what Joel Embiid. There were a couple plays where, I mean, he was just giving up open threes, and he was backing up. And South Sudan shoots the three ball pretty well. So the game happened on Wednesday. So for him not to play Wednesday, it makes more sense than the Tatum one, because the Tatum one I just really didn't get. If you didn't see my thoughts on that, if you go to the channel on Monday's podcast, I may leave a link in the description. But yeah, my thoughts on that are in Monday's episode. But this one makes more sense than Tatum not playing. Tatum not playing it was last Sunday. Just made no sense to me whatsoever. This one, though, kind of does with Joel Embiid. Okay, I'll continue.
USA basketball has done in this run-up in these early games here in the Olympics is turning to gold. His lineups and his game plans are working, even though it's uncomfortable at times to sit superstar players. It's working. If you look at the way this game played out, the U.S.'s second unit was a killer unit. Totally dominated the South Sudan. The lineup that he put together in the second unit totally changed the game. The front line played well enough, held the game down. The second unit did really well. By the way, Derek White, the guy who got criticized for being picked over Jaylen Brown, Derek White's been one of the team's 3 or 4 best players. He had a brilliant game tonight, one of 6 players to be in double figures. And Steve Kerr said after the game, look, this is not about the soap opera of the NBA. This is not about who's playing to get you through February and March and whatever. This is about winning the gold medal, and everything else goes to the side. He believes the team believes in that. And he also said, guess what? On Saturday, Joel Embiid will be back in the starting lineup against Puerto Rico. Kevin Durant will be on the bench. Drew Holiday, who, by the way, scored 15 points in the opener against Serbia and didn't start today, he'll be back in the starting lineup, and everybody's fine with it.
So that kind of just shows you where Steve Kerr's head is at. Steve Kerr does not care about guys' feelings on this team. Steve Kerr saying, hey, I'm here to do a job. I'm here to win gold. And it just depends on the matchup. But to me, it also is weird. Telling guys before the game, or saying before the game to reporters, or even just outright telling the guy, you're probably not going to play today. It's just the flow of the game. I would think, okay, if you go in at halftime and be like, yeah, you're probably not going to get in today. I understand that, but it's the flow of the game. Because what if somebody gets in foul trouble? What if somebody gets hurt? Now you got to throw in whoever's not playing, whether it's Embiid, it's Tatum, or it's Drew Holiday, or whoever. So it's just interesting to me to get his perspective on it, or to give his thoughts on that, because, we understand they're superstars, and with a team that's stacked like this, not everybody's going to play every game. We know that. But to tell them before the game, I would just think maybe it's a flow of the game thing, but I guess not. I guess it's just a matchup thing. And if Team USA wins gold, I mean, does it really matter which guys play day to day? I know I went on a rant about Tatum. That still to me didn't make any sense. But if they go out there and win gold, who am I to say, oh, you should play this guy, or this guy? You won gold. You did your job. So that's really my thoughts on that. Okay, so now I'll just get this. The NFL, the new kickoff thing, I'm gonna show you it. I don't hate it. I really don't. Here, a lot of people hate it. I'll just show it to you and then give you my thoughts. Now the new rules are, and I don't really care for them. But the Hall of Fame game happened last night, and this is what the new kickoff looks like.
But you never know in these preseason games. This one will be returned by Sims. And he's out to the 26, and that is it. We're going to replay it. So bigger rule change as we've seen in the game in a long.
So if you look at it, we're going to go back and look at it. Okay, so look, it's not your regular special teams formation. These guys are within 5 yards of each other. You see the Bears are lined up at the 40 and the Texans are lined up at the 35. It didn't used to be like that. It used to be, they were kind of, I would say, maybe 10, 15 yards away. But also, the team that's kicking gets a running start to go down and make a tackle. They have to wait if you watch the game.
But you never know in these preseason.
The ball's kicked. You can't.
Games.
They don't move. And then when the guy catches it, you go and chaos.
One will be returned by Sims. And he's out to the 26. Play it. Bigger rule change as we've seen in the game in a long, long time. You've got players that are lined up basically 5 yards from each other on the receiving team side of the 50. They're trying to make the kickoff an active, dynamic play again.
Yeah, you listen to what Joe Buck said, and he said they're trying to make the kickoff more dynamic again because the kickoff return rate was going down significantly. I think it was 19%. Not a lot of guys were taking kickoffs back. I think it was 19% last year was guys taking it back. So we've got a guy going to the Hall of Fame this year. I think the Hall of Fame ceremony is tomorrow. Tomorrow, Sunday. I think it might be tomorrow. Where it's Devin Hester's going in for the exact same thing we just showed. Kickoff, punt return. So they're trying to bring back the excitement into the game. Now the rules, look, I don't hate this. I really don't. Let's just go into, if we can. So we're going to go in depth into this here. We're going to go real in depth into the rules here because it's not fun. Okay, so the alignment. Okay, so look, the ball's kicked from the 35-yard line. It's the same. Safety kicks will be from the 20-yard line. It's the same as the rule. That stayed the same. The alignment, though, all kicking team players other than the kicker will line up 1 foot or receive the team 40-yard line like we just saw. The kicker cannot cross the 50-yard line until the ball touches the ground or player in the landing zone or end zone. Like we saw, the 10 kicking team players cannot move until the ball hits the ground or player in the landing zone or end zone. And you saw the receiving team, there's a 5-yard area between 35 and 30, or at least 9 receiving team players must line up. Players not on the restraining line must be lined up in setup zone outside the hash marks. All players in setup zone cannot move until the kick has hit the ground, or a player in the landing zone or the end zone. A maximum of 2 returners may line up in the landing zone, can move to any prior time to or during the kick. Now, I don't hate. I don't hate this. I don't hate it. Now, the new NFL kickoff rules. Let's go to the onside kick rules. The kickoff rules are fine. I think we'll get used to it. I think they'll be okay. The onside kick rules, though, are really, to me, boggling. To me, the onside kick rule is boggling. I'm looking for it here, NFL. New kickoff rules, alignment, movement. We know that the new onside kick rules are explained here. Naturally, the alignment of the NFL new kickoff rules will impact how the league's onside kick rules work significantly. Onside kicks will still be allowed under the new rules. However, they will only be allowed in the fourth quarter for trailing teams. So basically, they're onside kicks, unless you're Sean Payton in the Super Bowl, they don't happen. They don't happen under any other circumstance, really. So, for trailing teams down in the fourth quarter, okay. That, they didn't need to make that a rule. But, I don't. Now, they didn't need to make that a rule. Like, teams were already, again, unless you're Sean Payton, teams were already kicking onside kicks when they were down. But the one thing, I don't know if it's in here, I don't think it is, but you have to announce or get it clear with the ref, like, yeah, we're kicking an onside kick. You didn't used to have to do that. Now you do, which to me makes no sense. Like, why do I have to do that? It's not like it's an eligible receiver where, when you bring in the lineman in and you want to pass to a lineman, he has to go to the ref and say, I'm eligible. That basically they're doing exactly that, but with the onside kick, saying, hey, referee, we're going to kick an onside kick. I just don't get the point in that. I don't get the point in that. Why do they have to go to the referee and say, see, now with all these new rules, you have to change the way you do special teams. So it's going to be interesting to see how these special team coordinators kind of deal with these new rules and how they coach them. I don't hate the new kickoff rules. It's just, to me, they're interesting. Now, will it make for a better NFL product? We'll have to see when the regular season games kick off. Because preseason, you can't really get a feel. It's preseason. You can't really get a feel. But regular season, I'll just see. We'll see. Me personally, the rules are okay. I just need to see more of it and need to see how the coaches are going to coach it. Okay. Last topic before I get out of here. I really wanted to talk about this because, to me, Team USA versus Puerto Rico. To me, this game if they're gonna compare them to the Dream Team, they gotta start stomping people. Because Team USA versus Puerto Rico, they lost to South Sudan by I think 20 plus points. And I think the spread is 33.5. They can't take Puerto Rico lightly. They have to go out because they're just better than Puerto Rico. It is what it is. They're just better than them. Team USA, they have to connect. They have to be connected on ball screens. On offense, they have to have the rhythm, the continuity. They're getting that. It's gonna be same starting five. It looks like it's gonna be Curry, Holiday, Booker, James, and Embiid. That's what it looks like it's gonna be. I mean, the only guard you have to worry about, the only real NBA guy in Puerto Rico is Jose Alvarado. That's it. That's the only main guy they have to worry about. So I mean, they're gonna go to the quarterfinal anyway. Them winning, they need to blow out Puerto Rico to send a statement because obviously you want not only to send a statement, but there's point differential and all that. So even though they're going through, point differential, if it did somehow get tied or somewhere, you just want to beat the team. You just want to beat the team by a big enough margin to where, okay, even if your opponents can catch up, in points they can't take the group because your point differential is so much higher than everybody. USA and Puerto Rico have met 6 times in the Olympic competition. Team USA took the first 5 matchup, and then obviously in 2004, that was embarrassment. Carlos Arroyo led Puerto Rico to a shocking 18-point win. 18-point win. If Jose Alvarado leads Puerto Rico to an 18-point win over this team, just throw it out. It's over. No, but it's not happening. But looking forward to the quarterfinals. Obviously, it's 8 teams in the quarterfinals. The 2 highest ranked teams will be placed in the same pot, and therefore end up on opposite sides of the bracket. So teams from the same group can't be drawn against each other in the quarterfinals. So that's already ruled out South Sudan or Serbia. That's already ruled that out. To me, it could be Team USA versus a team like Canada in the finals. I think it may be that if it ends up getting to that point. But who knows? Team USA against Puerto Rico, they just got to go out there and dominate. They're better, they're faster, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're more talented. They have to go out there and play like it. They have to go out there and dominate for 40 minutes. That's what they have to do. If they do that, they'll win by 35 to 40 points because Puerto Rico just can't keep up with them. And no real team, maybe Canada, or Spain, maybe, but outside of them 2 teams that have like NBA players, good NBA players on international level, Puerto Rico, they just can't keep up. They lost. So again, Team USA, they're already going to the quarterfinals, so they should be able to get a big time, massive win here, and then they can start their quest in the knockout stage to getting to the finals and hopefully bringing home gold. Okay, that is it today for the Don't Argue with the Facts podcast. I have been your host, Noah Love. We will be back Monday with reactions to the Team USA draw, who they drew in the quarterfinals, and Team USA versus Puerto Rico. Some more NFL news. But until then, please like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends. And until Monday, have a great weekend. See ya.